There was no crouch button. You just stick to cover. It was like playing one of the old Splinter Cell games. It feels like the same engine, just a more modified version of it. You know, the game would be brilliant if it was in first person, is what I'm trying to say. It would be a lot more immersive, and like me paying for this game is like me telling the developers, thank you for making this game really easy to play. It just doesn't feel like I'm in full control, really. The only skill you need is to aim, which everyone can do nowadays. You know, so the gameplay is not exciting. Not for me anyways. But I mean, graphically the game looks good. The game runs okay-ish, the beta anyways. And if the final product is anywhere like this beta, then there's no chance in hell I'm paying for it, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't think you guys should pay for it either, unless you like this kind of stuff where it's made easy for you. You know, the single player is very generic. It's a generic Ubisoft single player. And even when you've got people to team up with, it's just the four of you. Well, I think it is four. It's like the four of you against AI, and the AI is nothing special. Yes, they try to flank you, but that's about it, really. There's nothing special about them. They don't look unique in any way. They don't. No, there was only 2 bosses in the beta, I think, in the single player, and they were quite boring. One of the bosses literally just walked towards me. He just followed a walking path towards me, and all I had to do was keep a certain distance from him and keep firing at him. It was very boring, guys, is what I'm trying to say. You know, the loot, it's just one of those games full of loot, and I like those kind of games, which is why I play games like Warframe and stuff. But they do the loot system a lot better, in my opinion. And there's another boss in the beta who was literally hiding behind cover, shooting at me. He's getting up after he reloads to fire at me. And the game actually told me when he's gonna finish reloading, while I just hide behind cover and shot at him and waited for him to eventually die. Exciting. They could have fixed the bosses up by giving them unique abilities and skills, you know, like, who knows, they might in the full version, but I doubt it. I have a feeling it's gonna be the same shit, copy and paste, you know. Like, they should have given each boss a very distinct skill and ability and make them just give them a personality, you know. None of these bosses, there's nothing memorable about them, just that one guy was literally walking towards me while shooting flames, and the other guy hid behind cover and popped back up when his gun told me it was finished reloading. Now, if the time you spend on it is not fun, then what's the point of playing it? There's no point to playing it if you're still doing the same thing against the same people who are maybe slightly differently dressed from the other ones. Like, there's no unique abilities between them. At least in like JRPGs and stuff, enemies do distinctively different skills, and they have distinctively different personalities and traits and designs. You just get nothing like that from this. Just doesn't feel good. The setting is not good either. You're in a city. It's too boring and drab. I was playing against a bunch of rogues with some random players, and I think the heal ability is either too strong or it refreshes too fast, because when we did some serious damage against the rogues, I killed one of them, respawned, that's about 30 seconds later, came back, and they were all fully healed, and they could just rinse and repeat this over and over. So that was quite annoying. It seems like when you're playing against the rogues, it's a game of cat and mouse. You know what I mean? Like, and when they're low on health or whatever, they tend to run away, and you're just chasing them for miles and miles. And the fact that the full game's gonna be bigger, they're gonna be running for miles and miles. Yeah, there might be other players around, but then you're gonna have to encounter another group maybe. Who knows, you know? I'm just hoping the full game will be a lot more dynamic, but I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna be that much different, because they've got what? From the date of me posting this video, they've got about 2 weeks, and there's no way they're gonna do any big changes from what we've seen in this beta, you know? The fact that you have to go to an area that's marked on the map, shoot a flare up in the sky, and wait maybe a minute and a half so that some other group can come by and take your shit is what I don't like. And even if you're in your group, if you're in a group, you have to watch out for these guys, because at any point anyone can become a rogue. I'm not sure if anyone in your group can become a rogue against you, but you see some other person coming towards you, you have to be on your toes, which I do like, but the rogues seem to not get too much of a disadvantage against them for being a rogue, you know. So and if you accidentally shoot someone, or you could be firing at someone else, someone would go into your line of fire and they'll immediately become a rogue. Only for a couple of seconds, but still you'll be marked as a rogue, and anyone near you, if they kill you, will be rewarded for killing you for accidentally shooting someone. If somehow they fix this or get rid of it or whatever, then the game might be better, but from what I played of the beta, it's not a sell in my eyes, not to me. For some reason on PC it doesn't seem to work, man. It should have been in first person. You know, it would have made the game so much more immersive, is my main point. And the next problem is the map. You're literally in New York. You're not like in a jungle or in some world you've never been, or place you've never seen. There's nothing to really, there's nowhere to like discover for you to go, oh, let's go there, that looks amazing. Let's go there and check it out, man. It looks awesome, guys. Oh, it looks so unique. I've never seen anything like that before. There's nothing like that. It's just roads, right? You can enter some buildings, but it's only small sections, like in GTA 5 or something. You can't like enter whole buildings, and I don't think you can own a building or anything like that in GTA 5. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that. The dark zone is purely just for loot, and you can cause chaos in there against other players. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna get boring really, really fast. You know, this game might have 100+ missions or whatever, but you'll be pretty much doing the same thing over and over with a shotgun, with an assault rifle, whatever. It's gonna be generic, man. First person would have made it a lot better to me. Definitely, it would take more skill. You know, you'd have to crouch behind cover and stuff manually, not just press square and stick to cover. You spend most of your time in cover, and you can blind shoot over cover as well. You know. So this is the game that they took, what, 4+ years to make, I think, since they first announced it. I don't remember when. But Ubisoft is going downhill, man.